Whom do you perceive as genuinely malevolent? Al Gore said the coast of the USA would be underwater by 2010, unless we gave his companies billions in tax dollars. We did that, and now he is saying the ocean is gonna boil unless we give his companies billions of tax dollars. Bernie said we had to shut down the Keystone Pipeline. Pipelines are the most energy efficient and safe way to transport oil. So now we are carting it by trail and boating it across the Atlantic, while making products in China with dirtier coal that doesn't have scrubbers on the plants. Thanks, Bernie. Former Brazilian PM Jair Bolsonaro, with dehumanizing language, said he would beat his son if he ever came out as gay, and supports destroying the Amazon, and frankly, that is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to that fascist. When he dies, let me simply say that I will be delighted that a new public toilet has been built, though the gravestone might be a bit much. Mrs. Angel, my 4th grade teacher. This cunt screamed at me at the top of her lungs, in front of the entire class, because my parents chose not to sign a permission form. Then she sent me into the hall for the entire day and threatened me with detention for the next week. I came home in tears, and when my divorced parents found out who are on less than friendly terms, they got together and lit her ass up with the principal. I wasn't the only student who experienced this. Health insurance declining treatments are endorsed by your personal physicians, insurance firms requiring you to attempt alternative treatments initially, or mandating collaboration with in-network doctors with lengthy wait times, deliberately postponing your appropriate treatment. It's outrageously harmful in my opinion. I could continue enumerating ways in which the health insurance industry exhibits pure malevolence. Elizabeth Nietzsche, the anti-Semite that used her brother's genius to insert herself in power and corrupted his philosophies, to paint a more anti-Semitic picture of his philosophy. That was hugely instrumentalized by the Nazis. Hitler was a big fan of his books and spread the anti-Semitic message throughout. Can I say my father here? He has threatened me in writing with false accusations of child abuse, his exact words. He has sent letters to my places of employment and my in-laws telling them how horrible a person I am. All because I am not a mini-him, and I do not take his word as gospel. People that drive dangerously for no reason, like accelerating when you try to overtake them, or trying to push in and bully other drivers who don't take their shit. It can be extremely dangerous and cause death, all for absolutely nothing gained most of the time. Andrew Tate feels see whenever he talks. The sociopathic confidence he has in the shit that comes out of his mouth, and the way he is convincing others to think and behave just like him. It's unnerving. He's like a social plague to mankind. Insurance adjusters. They'll suggest alternative body shops to fix your car under the guise of providing your warranty for the repair. Most body shops will provide the same warranty and even discount your deductible. Trump. He's not even bothering to hide the fact that he wants to be a dictator. I don't understand why the religious right is so in love with him. He fits the biblical description of the Antichrist perfectly. David Miscavige. He knows better than anyone that Scientology is complete horseshit that ruins people's lives, and he doesn't care. Anything that keeps him in wealth and power is okay with him. Through my work I met a 7-year-old who was a diagnosed sociopath. His entire being spoke malevolence. It was creepy as hell to see it in someone so young that he couldn't help it. Rapists. 99% of crimes can be justified in some way or another, but rape can never be justified. Just a selfish, evil piece of shit doing something for their own personal gain. Her name is Vidushi Singh. A vile piece of shit woman who was once my BFF. May have her last name changed to Stephen after marriage. Fuck that covert narcissist abusive cunt. To Tory government as a whole. That what Boris Johnson said about letting people die during the pandemic was particularly evil, among everything else he did too. Rupert Murdoch. His news empire has corrupted politics in the US and convinced people to vote for people who will screw them over with zero second thought. Gertrude Banishevsky. The person responsible for Sylvia Likens' well-being. The recounting of her actions sends shivers down my spine. Everyone who asks questions on a Reddit that have a certain senior American man of a certain hair color in mind as the go-to answer. Determining someone's malevolence requires understanding their intentions and actions. I don't have personal perceptions or emotions. Ian Watkins. known for his association with the band Last Prophets, has been involved in controversial and criminal activities. My grandma, she's the devil on earth, Umau. Edit and my grandpa, the typical dad who goes to buy milk and never comes back. The people who are keeping the word humor around. Nobody is confused when you don't use it. Nothing personal. I feel like on a base level I'm a real evil person that have managed to delude myself into believing otherwise. I know what malevolent means, but like what's the definition for those BPL who don't know what it means? The person who designed USB plugs to never go in correctly on the first try. Pure malevolence. Anyone who decides to talk loudly on their phone in cinema seems to have a PhD in malevolence. Those who intentionally harm others or manipulate situations for personal gain. Justin Trudeau, I can only attribute his actions to stupidity for so long. Moderator Teresa was pure evil with the image of a good religious lady, 99% of the population. But I'm traumatized, so maybe I'm biased. I truly believe Jada Pinkett Smith is just rotten to the core. Any Republican, I just want karma and know how Reddit works. George Soros, Gavin Newsom, Chuck Schumer, and Kim Jong-un. Putin, his goal is to become a new czar, and Tsars conquer. Trump, Greg Locke, Greg Abbott, Ron DeSantis, you get it. The GOP and most of their supporters. Literary evil. Dick Cheney, Karl Rove, Mitch McConnell, Ken Griffin,